I want you to remember a moment when you were a child. A moment when you were playing, having fun without worries in life. You were a hero saving someone, or you were drawing a beautiful scene. You were playing with your doll, or you're just hugging your mom and embracing her love. Do you remember those moments? We had dreams of what we wanted to do and be, that there were no limits for us, a hero, a painter, daughter, or a mom. But then, sometimes trying to protect us, other times just out of impatience, we were told that we're not good enough. This is not for us, not how we make a living. We're not smart enough, we're not good enough. Essentially, the failures of prior generations projected on us. Now, this was done to protect us from disappointment of failure, but also to prepare us for the weight of responsibility of being an adult, having a stable income or safety and meeting social expectations of who we should be. So we're told to keep our heads down, work hard on things we don't really like, so that eventually we can have the things that we like, such as a mortgaged house or a credit card, vacation now and then. We call this delayed gratification. And because so many people follow this way of life, we end up thinking that this must be the only way. Now, don't get me wrong. Working hard and delaying gratification does work. If you start working hard on things you don't like so that eventually you can reach your dreams, this is one way to be successful. But perhaps not the only way. It's kind of like the ant and the grasshopper story. And the story goes that while the grasshopper was playing and singing all summer long, the ant was hard at work, trying to collect grains of food to feed its family throughout winter. And when winter came, the grasshopper had nothing left to eat and had to beg the ant for food. A wise story about hard work and planning for the future. And kind of like what the farmers used to do. The farmer has to work hard spring and summer in order to harvest at fall to feed his family throughout winter. But even though this is relevant advice even today, we're not farmers anymore. And it's easy to fall into the acceptance of a disengaging and unfulfilling life. Now, very few people got to live their dreams, and we've made them superstars for it. Actors, singers, athletes, all of our dreams projected onto their daily lives. But here's the interesting thing about these superstars. See, they've never given up on their dreams. They kept playing and practicing and refining their skills, and they just had fun ever since they were children. Now, don't get me wrong, they have worked as hard as humanly possible, but they had fun while they were doing. For them, hard work was not delaying gratification. For them, hard work was gratifying. Now look at Cristiano Ronaldo, for example. Here's someone who has been working hard and going under intensive training for most of his life. But he's been having fun and living his dream ever since he was a child. Or J.K. Rowling, who was rejected by 12 publishers after spending 5 years writing her first Harry Potter book. Do you think that she was wondering, well, if I get a wonderful book, then I'll write a great story? Of course not. She was happy living her dream ever since she started writing it. With many difficulties, yes, but how different would that have been if she just stayed at her office job? Their journey to success was fulfilling and engaging. And many successful people, when talking about their lives, say that the most important part was the journey that shaped them into who they are today. So, there is a more natural way to live life, a way that we were born with and we had as children, but we were just not encouraged to develop. Now, we just need to rediscover it and make it part of our adult lives so that we can make living more fulfilling and enjoyable. Now, there is no pause button to life, and we can't just stop what we're doing and abandon our responsibilities to go off live our dreams. And when life is troubling us with difficulties and with problems and worries, it's hard to see how life can be positive and fulfilling. I get that. But hopelessness and inaction does not change our reality. In order for us to improve our future, we have to start building it today. So, how do we go about living this more fulfilling life? Well, I suppose that one way to do it is to pick up where we left off when we were children, enjoying the little moments and then grow from there. For example, I enjoy watching the sunrise, exercising in the morning, going for a walk, or just greeting people with a cheerful mood. Now, I'd like you to make an experiment. Imagine that you're that child again, and that 1 year from now, you want to make a video of your favorite moments of the year. What fulfilling activities would you like to include in it? See, fulfillment comes from within. It comes from acts of creating and giving. Let me give you an example. Imagine you want to spend more quality time with your children. So one thing you can do is start integrating them more into your daily activities. So for example, instead of making breakfast for them, you can make breakfast with them. Don't know how to cook? Here's a learning experience that you can both share and enjoy together. Or if you exercise, why not let them join you from time to time? Here the point is that you are creating a deeper bond, and that's what's fulfilling about it. Then try to make a point behind each activity. So you're cooking. Why not talk about nutrition? You know, how sugar is good, but too much can be harmful. Strike a conversation with them and try to develop this bond. Or if you're making a treasure hunt for them, for example, why not ask heritage-related questions? The point is that you are thinking ahead of time what it is that you would like to pass on to them. Encourage them to explore and nurture their dreams with challenges that feel like play. And do the same with yourself. Treat yourself like if you're your children. So, if one of the moments in the video you want to make is to exercise more often, instead of subscribing to a gym and never showing up, why not going for a walk once or twice a week? Try a class, 2 classes, see different things and explore until you find something you really like. And then set an objective behind it and try to grow with it and explore it. Focus on having fun. Now, if you have a job and you work 8 hours a day, that's a third of an adult's life. 83% of people don't really enjoy what they do. They're not engaged or excited about their work. Oh, why is that? Is it because these workers are just lazy people who will do the bare minimum and just don't care? Of course not. How do I know that? Because if you look at the same people outside of the work environment, you see that they're actively engaged with their families, their friends, the community. Most of them have hobbies. Some of them even do volunteering work. Imagine that, a lazy person going out of their home to work for free without the expectation of income. Does it even sound like the same person? So if it's not them, then who is it? The management? The clients? But these are people too, and they're part of the 83%. See, the work environment today runs on top of what we call modern management, which was created by General Motors in the 1930s, and itself based on the specialization of labor of the Industrial Revolution. Now, back then, when we had to bring illiterate farmers from the countryside into factories and have them build precision equipment like car engines without having to turn them into mechanical engineers, we did have to break their tasks down into bite-sized pieces. There's nothing wrong with that situation. Now the problem is that their job is no longer to build cars. Their job is to just turn a screw 3 times. They cannot connect their task with a happy family driving their new car to the picnic or to the beach. An unintended consequence, but one that stayed with us until today. Only now we are no longer illiterate farmers. We're university graduates with knowledge, capable and ready to make insightful contributions. But the work environment hasn't caught up with us. Now, of course, the best solution is to just redesign the work environment from ground up so that it suits today's reality. But short of that, what can you do in your job tomorrow in order to make work more fulfilling? Now, the first thing you need to do is to get that sight back that was lost by the farmers when they went to the factories. Once you connect your tasks to your organization's mission and you see the value of your contribution, no one can take it away from you. I still report to the management, but now you work for the mission. And when you get that clarity and perspective of why you do what you do, you gain purpose and ownership over your job. Then look for opportunities to improve and add value to your contribution and make it more fulfilling. Where can you be more creative? Where can you build more autonomy or express yourself and be yourself more? Things to improve are always easy to find. Just make a list of the things that currently frustrate you and bore you in your work, and let's be honest, we're all good at complaining, so I'm sure you can come up with a very long and elaborate list. Then organize this list by priority and impact, and start working on the problems one by one, bringing solutions, taking into account that you want to make the work also more fulfilling for yourself as well as adding value to the organization. Don't just work on your tasks. Work on the purpose behind the tasks so that you can make the work environment more pleasant and fulfilling. I've done this with many work environments over the years. This is not a difficult thing to do, it's just new. And you can do it as well. Okay, so what if you don't have a job or you really don't like the one that you currently have? Why not start exploring, trying to look for something that you may love doing for a living? Sharing our own creations is one of the most fulfilling experiences we can have. And doing what we love every day without having to rely on a job to pay the bills sounds like a dream worth pursuing to me. So how do we go about doing it? Well, one way that we can do it is to continue exploring on that list that we mentioned in our experiment earlier. Keep discovering and trying new things until you find something that you really love. And when you do, dive into it, master it, develop it. Make a plan on where you want to take it, and just focus on having fun with it. Now, chances are that if you love doing something, other people will love it too. And it's possible today to make a living doing almost anything. Look at video game streamers. Here are people who play video games all day long, and other people pay to watch them. Sponsors pay to advertise their products with them. And the top 3 players made more than 11 million dirhams last year alone. If they can make a living doing what they love, why can't you? And why you start developing yourself and exploring these new opportunities? Test the waters around you. See how other people react. Don't think about it as whether you are good or bad, or they like it or don't like it. Look for clues in their reactions on what is it that you can do to improve and develop your passion further so that you can take it to the next level. And if you have no one to share it with, come to us. We're always happy to see people who put their hearts into their own creations. Your creations are like your children in a way. Show them to the world with pride and joy. Not because the world may like it, but because you love them. I want to remember a moment when you were a child. A moment when you were playing and having fun without worries in life. I hope you can live these moments every day.